Hello, everyone. It is June the 10th. This is, you know what? I keep on promising that we're going to do this sooner. Listen, folks, first of all, it's your friends at the Primary of the State team Tony, Daniel, Megan. We got Megan today. Megan, often you're busy and you're doing stuff,
Running around. Yeah.
running around.
Yeah.
Yes. Or in a class or whatever, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
yes. Now, we do have an excuse this time, though, folks. It's because we were waiting for the Bank of Canada rate announcement on June the 5th, which was, well, Wednesday or Thursday. And then we had the weekend and blah, blah, blah. And then here we go right now. So we are a few days late. And I apologize, but we got some good stuff for you right now. Of course, if you've been paying attention to the news, you know that the rates were held yet again. Bank of Canada has decided that they don't want to play around too much. There's a lot of people that were waiting for a reduction. I think the overall feeling leading up to it, though, was that they were going to hold. So we're not surprised, actually. Right, Daniel? We were talking about this.
I think most of the betting sites odds were a hold was in the cards. So yeah, not totally unpredicted.
Yeah.
Maybe surprising somewhat based on some of the economic things going on, but we'll see what happens with the next one.
Yeah, and the other piece of news as well, folks, if you were watching both Czech News and CTV, you would have seen yours truly. I, for some reason, managed to get 2 days in a row news coverage in local news. The news of the month is the fact that the new listings that enter the marketplace was the highest that it's been. I have to say, Czech News, shame on you. And we're friendly. I do stuff with Czech. They reported that it was the highest in 38 years. A little bit of research would say that that's not true because it was actually 2008. So it was 17 years is the last time we hit this number. Actually, while we're on it right now, let's just share these stats with you here. As I said, these are new listings. We actually very rarely go through the stat with you. But there was 1,834 new listings that entered the marketplace last May. When you look around, I mean, 1,600, 1,500. It's always seasonal too, so it's always quieter in the winter and all that. 1,757 last year. And when we go all the way up here to 2008, in May it was 1,850. So 17 years, not 38 years. And the story kind of was around the, oh my goodness, we got all these listings happening. We're getting overwhelmed with listings. Okay, let's not forget about our sales numbers as well too. So we ended up with 3,700 listings total, and we had where were we here? 758 sales for the month, which, by the way, when you compare to the last 4 years, was consistent. So our sales numbers are remaining the same. 758 this year, 763 the year before, 775 the year before, 761. So sales are still going. It's not doom and gloom. Granted, it's not. This is not a cakewalk. It hasn't been easy. Actually, this is a story across the country. I talked to people in Toronto and Vancouver. It's been hard because there's a lot of inventory there. Things have been sitting around. We're not in a crazy seller's market right now, despite the fact that, as I've reported, and you've probably seen in some of our Friday updates, if you're getting them, and if you're not, by the way, let us know. We'll put you on the list. We are seeing multiple offers and bidding wars, certain properties, certain types of properties, right? Megan, I don't want to get into details because we shouldn't. There's privacy and all that kind of stuff. You're dealing with a complicated situation right now, and it's one that, these things don't happen very often, right?
No, they don't happen that often, but sometimes you can't predict how the outcome will be.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're just not going to be able to complete.
Yeah. And I can't remember if I mentioned this to you folks before, but for me, 34 years in the business, I've only had two sales not complete from being confirmed to actual moving date. That's two out of 3,000 and something transactions that I've had my hands on. So Megan, you're number three, right?
Well, hey, I've got 17 years in the business, exactly half of you, and I have one.
Yeah.
So if I have another one in the next 17 years, it'll be the same.
So it's a rarity, and this is one we don't see it very often when a property comes back to market, but that would be the
Mhm.
case here, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's unusual. This is not something that happens very often. Generally speaking, our system is very robust. Normally there are signs too. There's signals that lead up to this not happening. Look, I remember specifically in the most recent one that I had, we knew actually in both of them. As I think about it, we knew that there was problems there. But in any event, what I do want to do though is, as we always do, go through our stats, figures, and all that kind of stuff. I am going to include them in the link down below too. But you can see here we ended up with 758 sales, as I said. That's down 0.7% from last year, so pretty flat. Our inventory is up, yes, just like the news says, 11%, but it's not like double. It's not like a crazy number. Average price is one that people always look at, so that's staying kind of flat too. 1.311 for a single family home in Greater Victoria. That's down 1.9% from the average. But when you look at the averages in general for single family homes, kind of interesting, when you see here, this is Greater Victoria, by the way, 1,304, 389. So we've been consistent around that 1.3 sort of range for quite a while now. So let's just talk about that news thing once again. I think it's sensationalism if we say that we've got so many listings and things aren't selling, prices are dropping. We know some properties aren't selling. Some properties have been on for a while. Some properties aren't getting attention. They need to have an adjustment of some sort. And by the way, folks, just to let you know, if you're on the market, because I know that some of you are right now, and you're not getting attention, yes, it's true, there are less sales out there. But if you want to be on the bandwagon of having a sale, we are also seeing, as I said, those multiple offers. And with those properties, the prices are right. So it
Mhm.
always boils down to price and making sure that you're priced within the area that you should be in, right? And not the next level up where you're competing with higher, with stronger and stiffer competition, right?
I ran into one in Esquimalt this weekend and it actually got 11 offers on it. Haven't seen a number like that in a long time.
There we
Price
go.
right, just under 1 million with a suite,
Yep.
super cute backyard. Yeah. And the first
And
offer came in that morning.
And further to that, what's interesting? I gotta say, I did an evaluation the past couple of days. There's a lot of choices in that kind of 900 range right now. It's sort of become a very competitive marketplace. So
Hmm.
anyone kind of in that nine, it's either gotta be a cream puff and like everything's gotta be perfect, or it's gotta be priced sharply, right?
Hmm.
What I've been noticing too, I ran into a couple of them over the last 2 weeks, but it's funny little niches, right? Like the ones I ran into were rural properties, and
Yeah.
for whatever reason, like acreages and farms and stuff just seem to be popular again. One agent mentioned to me though that he said the buying pool was thin, meaning that if the seller didn't accept or negotiate with that first offer and kind of dug their heels in, they weren't getting a lot of phone calls kind of quickly afterwards.
Yeah.
So it seems like a quick little rush on a few properties and then it goes quiet.
Yeah. That's that age old. Sometimes the first offer is the best one, right?
Mm.
Yeah. Well, things to know, folks. Again, we will try our best to get to you a little bit sooner in the month next month. There isn't a rate announcement for July, so you probably will. But as always, if you have any questions, you want to talk about real estate, reach out to us. We'd love to chat with you. Anything else, guys?
That's
Cool.
See you next month. Bye.
Yeah.